We're going to talk about the way Rai is using Plone6, is that correct? With Piero Nicoli, who is a front-end developer and a pixel perfectionist, developing since developing the web non-stop since 2010 and playing video games since 1993, like me. So, please.
Okay. Thank you. So, welcome to this talk about Rai Way, which is a use case we recently had at Red Turtle. Rai Way is an Italian company. It's an important provider of infrastructure services for broadcasting, radio, and television mainly. And they decided to adopt Plone6 as their CMS for their website, and also for some other specific needs that we will discuss today. So this is a use case that really allowed us to use Plone at full power, Plone6 especially at full power. I will show you how we put Plone6 new features to good use while also developing a few custom features that the client required. So this is basically, to me, the full power of Plone, having full CMS features and extensibility. So this is the first portion of the website homepage. It really looks like a regular website, right? I mean, that's what it is. It has informational and promotional content. It has news items. It has all regular website stuff. And yeah, this is an example of a few other pages here, just to show you that it's not only the home page that has custom layouts. It's a lot of different pages have custom and sometimes complex layouts with a lot of information that's conveyed to the user. So you have noticed for sure a few repeated items in these pages, like, I don't know, these ones, they all look the same, right? So this custom Plone6 theme is based on the work of an external design agency which asked us to create building blocks, keyword, that the client could use to create any page. Most of these building blocks were also designed to have several available configurations. So see how these two examples are the same block, is just switched. So they're not two different blocks, technically speaking. It's just a click and the change of configuration. And like these two are mostly the same. Or this one that you have seen in one of the pages, and the next one. So, for example, this is not a new block. This is the regular listing block. It's just a listing block variation. It uses the power of Plone custom metadata to read more information about the regular Plone news items. And it renders different colors based on the position of the item in the website. So based on the section, based on the topic in this example. And all of this is basic Plone, is stuff you can do with Plone out of the box. I mean, you have some development to do, of course, but on basic Plone features. It's just you extend those features a little. And one of the news items as an additional preview image, it's shown when it's available and nothing more. And also we had, I don't have an example of that. I think it's not been used yet. I haven't found it. There's a different variation on this, which allows some additional metadata to be specified, to be customized per single item. In other words, their news items have an additional field set in their schema with some fields, and each single item of the listing block variation can have, I don't know, customized background or a customized color. So whenever they appear in a listing block, they have a different flavor. And all of this is basic catalog usage and basic React development on Volt. This is another example. This is a very simple icon and link block, I could say, and this is, of course, gray colors are not shown on a projector. will never happen. But this is the same on a gray background. Imagine a gray background. But there's different icons, different number of items, and yeah, so that this would have had another different gray background, and we had a lot of options on our blocks, and all of the options are, there's a lot. I'm not showcasing them all, and this is basic Plone6, and the user experience is amazing on this with the Volto blocks editor. Most configuration options are just a click away, and you also get a nice preview of the end result while editing the page. And this is Plone6. This is coming like really soon, right? This is here for most of us, all of us who want to use that right now, actually. Of course, there's a challenge in this kind of development and design, and this creates a problem for us. You know how most of the times too many options and are sometimes the recipe for disaster, right? In other words, you know how this quote goes, right? With great power comes great responsibility. And that's not on our side, that's on the client side, of course. This time the design agency created guidelines for the client on how to create nice looking pages with the bazillion of choices they have with the tenths of blocks that we built for them. So that regulated the actual end result of the website. The website is online already, so if it's good looking. No disaster so far, so that's okay. But this is basic Plone. I'm not here to talk only about basic Plone features, which are amazing on their own. As I showed you, the results can be very good. And there is some more unusual stuff as well. So you might have noticed in one of those examples, there's a link to a Work With Us section. And the special need of the client was to have a platform to allow people to apply for jobs at their company. And they asked us to allow people to apply for jobs directly on the job position, the job opening page that is published on the same Plone website that we have seen. And they wanted to handle candidates and to do some searching and some interacting with them that we will see shortly. So this, of course, requires some extra feature development on Plone. Small extensions to somewhat big extensions here and there, but easily doable. Everything is easily doable with Plone. So, for example, this is the flow that was imagined. This is nothing new. This is the Plone6 login form, and we allow candidates to self-register on the website. This is something Plone has always done. It's not enabled by default, but when I say always, I say at least from Plone4. I don't know before because I wasn't there. I was playing with Lego and stuff. And so we enabled self-registration. We can be reached easily by the login page. And user can register for the website. And we did customize the default registration form. We added some extra text. We added some privacy information, acceptance boxes and captchas and stuff like that. And people can freely register to the website. And after the first login of a user, and here starts some tweaking. So after the first login of the user, an object is created of a custom content type, and which is a CV item, basically. And it also serves as the user profile. So this creates, of course, a privacy concern immediately, because if the content is viewable, then how do we handle that? So this is actually easily done when we create the object. We also set the new user as the owner, and we disable permissions for any other user to see that. And we enable a specific group of people, the HR people, to see all the CVs, and all the other people can't. But nobody can edit the CV, of course, except for the candidate. So this is tweaking of Plone, but still, like in the easy part of the Plone extension story. And this is the, I mean, I might repeat myself 100 times, but this is the full power of Plone in my opinion. So what happens after I register myself? I sign up for the site. So I can fill my CV on my profile. It's just 100 fields form. It's very long. I didn't take a screenshot of that because it doesn't really matter here. But after that, I can explore the job openings page on the website. And when I am logged in, I have a specific button. And this specific button checks that I have filled in my CV and allows me to confirm that I want to apply for that. And the user needs to do nothing more than that. Like Plone, under the hood, creates other stuff. So in this specific situation, it creates another object of a custom content type, which is the application, which is basically a relation between the user and the job offering that is there. And all of the applications that I have submitted are summarized in the profile, along with other information. So if I scroll down my profile, I have applications, and I also have messages, which is a small spoiler of another feature they requested. So it's easy. The HR can send messages regarding specific applications. And the trick is here is applications are regular objects, so messages are just comments, which is a very basic Plone feature added to our own extension. So this is mixing and matching of new and base features. And so as I said, all that we've seen is handled mostly using Plone features and some additions. And basically what we added is a first login handler and a few custom content types. And we actually added an extra catalog for handling CVs because we have thousands of people over there. And so we don't pollute the regular Plone catalog. And then what happens? HR has to work on these applications at some point. And that's where we built some custom things on Volto, on the Volto side, so on the front end. What is it that we built? We built basically a dashboard that's nothing more than a non-content route for people attending Alok presentation a few minutes ago. That's basically a non-content route. That's a simple custom view with React code that could be any React code. It's not specifically Plone related. It's a dashboard coded in React that interacts with Plone REST API. And we just add a link to the view in the user menu, and the job is done. And also this allows us to have, since this is a Plone action, this can have its own permissions, and no development is required over there, and all of the Plone good stuff on actions. So the dashboard is really simple. It has 3 tabs that allow to manage the new items that we added, basically. And so the first one manages the job openings and basically shows some simple data plus the number of applicants. So this is a couple more queries to the backend in order to do some math. And it allows us to filter the open positions We have the regular searchable text field, and we have a custom index for filtering the openings by type. And we can change the workflow state and also delete, in the rare case that it's needed, delete the job postings directly from here. And one slightly more complex tab of this dashboard is the CV management dashboard. I removed the emails from here since most of those, even if they're fake users, most of those were real. So I had to do some tweaking from the developer tools. So basically, this is the most complex tabs. This is the one that HR uses the most. And this is where they see candidates and how many applications they have submitted. And there are a lot of filters. There's a, let me zoom that. That's an add filter menu over there, which has roughly 30 more filters. And also there's a basic text search, as we had before. And they have a lot of options, extra options. So they can select one or more CVs, and they can download, so they can export those CVs. And the PDF is given to the user for every one of these CVs. You can send the messages, the ones I told you before. So you can select one or more of the people here, and you can send them a message. And in addition, as I said, you can have a lot of filters, like this example. And you can have any number of filters. You just add the new filter whenever you want to. And HR people told us here, yes, but I want to go back to this somewhat complicated filtering even tomorrow. What do I do? So we let them save this filters configuration. This is all saved in the backend per user. And you can refetch this in order to use it again the next day or whenever you need to have specific filtering for a specific job opening. This is an example of how it's done. So every filter can be, of course, customized. You can save the filter. You type a name, very original name, of course, as always in my presentations. And you save it. It's pretty transparent. And you can edit the filters as much as you like. And you could also navigate. This is all saved in the backend. I didn't show it. And you have the list of the other saved searches that you had. And you can use one of them and switch from one to another. And this, I also have a small example on messages, since if you filter for a specific job posting and you can then select a few people and click the button, type a message, and it's done. So you select multiple people and multiple comments are added on their applications. And this is all, of course, Plone6 API basic functionality. And then there's a small extra feature which looked very small to the client, and of course all of those times this is not true, which is why shouldn't I have the option to add custom fields to the form? Because why not? So we added this small and very simple version of a form builder on the website. So they can, HR can add additional simple fields. No dependency among fields is doable here, but they want to ask a very simple question without going through us for development. They can do that, and it's also, multiple languages are available, so you can type the label for every language, because all of this is multilingual. And And these fields will be added to any CV. They won't be required, so older ones will keep working. They will just be empty, and new ones will be able to add the extra information. So by doing this, they can handle pretty much all of their candidate selection workflow, down to the sending single messages. And of course, we use rules to notify people by email, so content rules to notify people by email when they get new messages, because that's completely doable with Plone, with comments. So this is actually a pretty complete implementation. There is the only thing that would be awesome moving forward is going back and forth with comments and messages on the platform, which as of today is not doable, but would be theoretically. So yeah, basically that's all about the regular and special implementations that we built on Plone6, and that I wanted to let you know because Plone6 is coming, right, soon. So soonish, soon trademark, but it will be here for everybody, and yeah, I'm very happy about it. Thank you. If you have any questions, curiosities, anything else. Yep.
Should I just talk very loud? Would that work? Okay, I can.
Let's try.
That's right. Whenever I have this configuration, you talk about the listing box showing these news items. I've always had discussions about the configuration that editors say, yes, that's fine, but the configuration is on the news item. I have to go first to the news item to change a specific news item feature, then go back to the listing block of the other landing page where I was working on. I want to fix it there right now, and,
yeah.
and you have always had this discussion of having the configuration in the listing block or having the configuration on the listing items.
Yeah. So yeah, that's yeah, of course.
Because in Volvo, if you list those blocks, then you still how do you jump very quickly to the news item?
So yeah, okay. So that's something we discussed, and most of the configurations here, also the colors and stuff, having the image if available or not, and several other variations. Everything is done on the listing block, because listing block variations can have custom fields and custom enhancements. We still have the need, at least we felt we have the need to have some extra stuff to be customized on the item, single items, because the requirement here was to have non-regular listing block layouts. And when it's a listing, it's difficult to say, I want to cache those modifications, I want to cache those options, because you could have a completely different set of items the next time you load the page. So if they wanted to have like a regular distribution of news items, all with the same, very configurable, but the same options, that's fine. We totally do that in the listing block variation. But as soon as they asked us, okay, but what if I want the third item to be to have a picture as a background? Sure, but the third item will have a picture as a background. No, just in case it's that specific item, then you will have to to change something on the item. And yeah, the quickest way to do that, of course, is to click the title and go there, but then you have to go back, and that's not as quick. Or open another tab in your browser, that's quicker. Any other questions?
Are you saving the option?
The filters, those are saved in a custom registry entry with the custom services in Plone REST API, so that we have permissions checked accordingly. Since also they're saved per user, there's actually a JSON object keyed by user ID, name, I don't remember. User something, email maybe.
Regarding that, as REST API allow to develop custom clients like you did, don't you think it would be nice to have some, store stuff? More easy than just creating real content or going to the registry because
I mean, we thought thoroughly about having all this extra custom data on an external database, or also I believe, since the backend development is not mine mostly, but I believe Super Plone was discussed as well. And it was a matter of, let's try this way and see how it performs on, because it's a trade-off. Of course, this was very, very faster, quicker. And so let's see how it performs. Since we should, I believe as of today, we imported at least 1,000 users that they had on the old system. So, and they had their first job opening posted on the new site recently, and they had no issues. There were slightly more than 100 applicants, I believe. So, not a big number. So, works fine as of today. Then we'll see. But that's a good thinking. I mean, yeah. Any more questions? Awesome. Thank you very much.